Let's go to Pretoria. Julius Malema is speaking.
Protest. We are not going to hand over a memorandum to anyone. We are not going to be addressed by anyone. There are different leaders of political formations. The president of the ATM is here. Comrade Carl Niehaus is here. Comrade Julius Malema is going to be here. So they will all, when we arrive on the other side, once the leadership has consolidated all of them, they will come and speak to you and greet you. But today, we've got an appointment with the streets. We are not going to run. We are not going to do anything. We just walk nicely and raise our concerns. Comrades, this is the most successful shutdown ever in the history of struggle in South Africa. Today, on my way here, they said they are cancelling load shedding for today because there is no demand of electricity today because the factories are closed.
Yes.
The consumers of electricity, the biggest consumers of electricity are closed.
Yes.
And that's why scientifically you should measure the success of this shutdown. Today, there is no big mall, there is no small mall, no shop, no factory, no school, no nothing is open today. All of them are closed. What makes matters worse, in Richards Bay, there is no single truck that was seen. There is no single train that was seen. Today, South Africa is shut down. But the anarchists and those who pretend to be opposed to anarchy, they say the shutdown is not successful. Why? Because there is no looting. Because there is no burning of property. Because there is no any leader arrested. Therefore, load shedding is not shutdown is not successful. That's a lie.
Yes.
They want to project the EFF as an organization of the anarchists. We are an organization of disciplined forces of the left which can shut down the country without burning a building, without looting. Because looting is not our mission. Today the topic is still whether shutdown is successful or not. The topic is not whether there was a looting or not. There is no looting, there is no burning of property. All members of the EFF and supporters of the national shutdown did so in a dignified manner. Hey, warata urati. South Africa equates today. And to demonstrate to you the biggest center of the economy in the whole African continent is Shutdown City. As we speak today, Shutdown City has been closed down. There is no single shop in Shutdown City that is open. Why? The mighty EFF does so without burning a building, without doing anything illegal, doing everything to make sure that we stay on the message. What is the message? Load shedding. What is the message? Ramaphosa must go. What is the message? High unemployment. What is the message? GBV. What is the message? High levels of crime in South Africa. What is the message? The poverty levels have increased in South Africa. That message, they can't shift on it. Kiwo Samkelo, Maseko wa SABC, the Lord of the media, has got nothing to report about except our peaceful march and the brutality of the police. The police are the ones who are brutal. The protesters are the most peaceful people. Comrades, we are going to do that until 12 a.m. We are still on. They are looking for me. Hey, where's Malema? Where's Malema? Malema is making things happen as you see them happening. It's Malema making them happen. So fighters, the police must know that they must never act outside the Constitution. They have a duty to protect private citizens. They've got a duty to protect property. We are private citizens, we are a property. And therefore the police have a duty to protect us. More than anyone, they've got a duty to make sure that no one disturbs this protest. It can't be the police themselves disturbing the protest. That is acting outside the Constitution. We are not scared, comrades. You have done so well. We are going to do so well. Whether the enemy likes it or not, we don't care. They had a Mickey Mouse march here. We never spoke about them. We never tweeted about them. But the march never trended for days. This shutdown has been trending for days because that's what our people have in their minds and their heart. So fighters, today you have made history. With all those who supported national shutdown, we thank you for being fearless. We thank you for being brave. When they put more than 3,000 soldiers on the streets, the aim was to intimidate you. The aim was to say, you must run away. You went where the soldiers were. You did not show the soldiers your back. So fighters, we are going to do this in a dignified manner. The leadership of the PAC is also here. They will also be addressing us very soon. How we line up, there will be the leadership of all different formations. When you see a t-shirt of the ANC, don't push it away. They too are not happy about their president and about the load shedding. So don't see members of the ANC as the enemy. They've got the same problem that we have. The problem is that the tyranny is running the country and their own movement. That's why they came here today, because we are the only people who are not scared of Cyril Ramaphosa, his soldiers and police. We are not scared of Bekikele. We are not scared of the police. The commissioner of KZN, we must take him to court after this march so that his utterances can be declared invalid and unconstitutional. He said in one of the press conferences that they have now abandoned the police service. They are now going to use combat. He's got no such option in the Constitution. Police service is not his underwear that he changes anyhow he wants. It is a police service. Whether he's sleeping, whether he's awake, it's a police service. It's a service to our people. It's not a combat. But the desperation of wanting to be something high in the police has made him to say nonsensical, stupid things that he will regret for the rest of his life. Whether you are excited, whether you are not excited, do not utter words as a police commissioner, a man in authority that will instigate violence against your own citizens. Police must at all times act with restraint, because they know that where there are many people, there is potentially agent provocateurs. And therefore, always, police, because they are a service, must always talk to us. Guys, this way, not that way, don't do this. Maybe this way can work. What do you want? Can we help you? That's how the police must work. Not these apartheid tactics that we've been subjected to for the last 3 days because of Bekikele. So he must know that all of those tactics haven't worked. Ramaphosa says to business, open, I will protect you. Malema says to business, close. And then Look at who business listens to between Ramaphosa and Malema. But Uskatwena ke bo Mbalula, le bo Lamola, kaofela bona, they are suffering from political jealousy. This machine I'm running, none of them, none of their great-grandfathers, grandfather, whatever in their family has ever done this. And they will not do it themselves, and their children will never do it. I know, I've lived with them. They suffer from political jealousy because they will never ever have a beautiful thing like this that wakes up and says, we are tired of this nonsense. Close all of this because the whole world must know there is shenanigans going on in this country. Our people stay in the shacks. Our people don't have water. Our people don't have electricity. 30 years into democracy. And those who sing for SAPA say, hi, what are you doing? What are you doing? Don't do this. Because they are begging Ramaphosa. I don't beg Ramaphosa. I don't beg any of them. Let me tell you, the success of the ANC depended on Russia,
yes,
depended on China,
yes,
depended on other countries, Angola, Mozambique, Zimbabwe, Zambia. They gave Nigeria, gave the ANC money for it to wage struggle in South Africa successfully. Carl Niels is here. He will tell you where the monies came from when they were engaged in a struggle. But let me tell you a difference between us and them. We have no single country behind us. No country gives us money. No businessman gives us money. No one is supporting financially and materially the EFF. When you came here today, it was Zama Zama. Not because the leadership doesn't like you. We paid for buses, 196 buses, to come and fetch you. Those buses wrote a letter this morning at 2 a.m. and said, the minister called and said, if you get a subsidy from government, don't give them buses. And then they cancelled. We paid more than 1 million for you to be here. Those buses were cancelled at 2 a.m. I think that letter must be shared as now publicly on the Facebook, WhatsApp, everywhere, for people to know this sell-out company that took our money and succumbed to government pressure. I am not complaining. I'm just saying to you, as you speak from the comfort of your home, you must know how difficult the struggle is. It's not an easy thing that today we wake up a house of a provincial secretary of the EFF, Mushekoma, has been raided by police. How on earth does the success of a minister depends on how many tires have you arrested? He says, I've arrested 25,000 tires. And how many people have you arrested? Then they say the minister is successful because he arrested tires. Since when? And this business is keeping quiet because tires are sold by small business on the streets and all of that. Since when is a business of tires in South Africa illegal?
yes.
There are drugs on the streets. They will never collect those drugs. There are nyaupes on the streets. They will never collect those nyaupes. But they are proud to collect a visible tire. It's not hidden. It doesn't require sophistication. It doesn't require intelligence. It will not throw a stone.
Yes.
So, comrades, don't listen to these clowns. With all of that being done, with all of intimidation, with all the court orders against the EFF, everybody in South Africa listened to the EFF and said today is not a working day. Today is not a normal day. So you must be proud of yourself, fighters, that you made it without looting, without burning a building, without burning a bus. Comrades, the history will remember you. That you are not scared of 3,400 and something soldiers. You are not scared of 18,000 policemen on the streets. You are not scared of the helicopters that are roving on top of our houses every day as part of intimidation. You said helicopter, no helicopter. Ramaphosa must fall. I'm going to Ramaphosa must fall. That is a sign of a determination. That is a sign of a fearless fighter. That is a sign of people who say we will rather die than to succumb to the dictatorship of Ramaphosa. Comrade, those who say that no, contest 2024 elections, you can't remove a president through a back door. The president has been elected by the people. It's a lie. Ramaphosa was never elected by the people. Ramaphosa was elected by parliament. You elected parliament. Parliament elected the president. And therefore, to say the president must resign or must step down now is not unconstitutional. We've done it before with Jacob Zuma, with all his credentials, Jacob Zuma, with all his history of belonging to black people and African communities in rural areas. We still said go. How can this sellout defeat us when we said to Zuma go? With all good history he had. This one of a history of being an adopted child of a white family will never be our friend and will never defeat us. So today we're sending a message to the whole African continent. You don't have weapons, you only have your bodies. Go and put them on the picket lines and tell all those dictators in Africa that their days are numbered. South Africa and Africa belongs to democracy. Comrades, they want to kill us, let them do it. They want to torture us, let them do it. They want to arrest us, let them do it. We don't have anything. We only have our bodies and our souls. And even if they kill us, even if they arrest us, they will never kill or arrest our souls. We will die with our conscience and our souls intact. We will know that we never sold out at any time in the history of South Africa. Comrades, ke a le kgopela o ska ba le motho a neimang ngwana ya Mbalula. A ka ta rekisa o tshwana le Mbalula. A rata biala o tshwana le Mbalula. O tsebe biala bona le o shirinka monano. A o nana botse o tailwe. So Mbalula, I know him. He sings for supper. And he cries when they remove him from positions. He cries like a small baby. That's why he still cries for the position of the Minister of Police till this date. When they were doing reshuffle not so long ago, he was still reminding us of how he was removed as a Minister of Police. That thing is still a pain, as if he was born a Minister of Police. So don't listen to such sellouts who sing for supper and not only sing it, you think it's a song, you want to follow it, a person just starts crying. Akalela opposition. So don't be like such sellouts. That we can live a good life outside the ANC. We can live and say to everyone, it's actually too hot outside the ANC. It's not cold outside the ANC. This myth that they were preaching, that when you are outside the ANC, you will feel cold. We are breaking that myth brick by brick until South Africans realize that there is life outside the ANC. They must never think that ANC is a synonym of life. ANC is not a synonym of life. It's just another failed liberation movement in Africa. So fighters, high discipline, high morale, listen to our marshals. Members of the media, let's respect each other, listen to the colleagues, so that we don't leave here accused that media was pushed and all of that. Be flexible. There is no route. Don't sleep. You must check your button left, right, or straight. So, Vagarford, and then Rena, Snao, Utalfa, sign, Kalitzor, when the police have gone past the 10, now we turn this way. And then we send them off track. And then they have to run the other way to catch us on the other side. Mamutaki gave me a war. Let's go.
That was the EFF leader, Julius Malema, speaking. Mr. Malema, just on the essence of those buses, what truly transpired? Were you sabotaged or what?
No, it was a sabotage because all buses are sponsored by the state. And then at 2 o'clock, they say to us, it's done, we can't give you passes. So they will share that email with you to demonstrate to you that we are not lying. The buses were stopped and we were told we can't use buses. So we improvised where to get taxis, where to get this, where to get that to be here.
So the government of the day wanted to sabotage your national shutdown?
Yes, they did. They said no bus, no anything will move. Take care of this comrades.
Yes, Mr. Malema.
Yes. So they said nothing will move if you are sponsored by the state and you don't have route that takes you to Pretoria. You are in Mamelodi. You can't drive to Pretoria. But normally the same buses that don't have the route that takes us to Pretoria, when they are specially hired, they bring us to Pretoria.
Which is this bus company that sabotaged you?
I don't know bus company. I think the TG knows the bus company. But I said they are going to share the email with the media.
Have they deposited back your R1 million?
We want it back. We don't want nonsense. We want our money back.
Thank you very much, Mr. Malema. That is the EFF leader, Julius Malema, in essence saying that their march was being sabotaged, allegedly by government, saying an instruction came out from one of the ministers. As we cut this broadcast due to now that we will be ushering and moving with the EFF leadership as they go to the union buildings.